If you're a mom or a dad who works the night shift or the overnights, you know how difficult that it can be to find childcare. Square One in Springfield is rolling out a new program to help parents who work these hours. It's a family-based model of childcare. Carolee McGrath sat down with Kristine Allard, Chief Development Officer of Square One, and family childcare business developer Lakisha Coppedge to learn more.
Well, we were really excited. Over the last few weeks, we have launched what we're calling Square One Next Level. And this is a child care offering that is specific to families in need of care during second shift, third shift, and on the weekends. We had heard from some of the area employers over the last few years that there's a real need. They were struggling to recruit and retain employees to work on those more non-traditional shifts, so to speak. We had been looking at different ideas, different plans, and we came up with a program that we really are excited about, and we're really looking forward to that being very successful. It's a family-based childcare or home-based childcare opportunity. So we're right now in the process of training providers and helping them get their homes licensed. And then, within the next few weeks, we'll be ready to enroll children and families into the programs.
Okay, so Lakisha, you are a home care provider, a child care provider, and
Yes,
you have been for many years. Explain, what will this look like? So let's say I work the second shift, maybe it's 3 to 11, 4 to midnight. So I bring the baby over to the person's home, and then they take it from there?
Absolutely. They will be creating curriculum and daily schedules for all of the new shifts. So a shift at from 11 to 7 would look similar to bringing the child in, whether he or she is awake or asleep, and making sure that we're tending to their very delicate needs at this sensitive time of the evening. So it may include hygiene maintenance, reading them a story, putting on some soft music, making sure that they're comfortable in that new setting, and caring for them during those hours.
And that can be tricky too, because that time of day, right? If you're talking about like 4 to midnight, you might be bringing over that baby in a car seat and making that transfer, hoping that they don't wake up, right? So, and that's something that the provider obviously is going to be ready for. Same if it was like 11 to 7 as well, correct?
Absolutely. The second shift, which is ideally 3 to 11 or 4 to 12, will look a little bit differently. It'll kind of straddle the traditional hours. So there may be homework help necessary, an additional meal being offered, and then of course nighttime prep. So those providers are ready for whatever happens within those hours.
Okay, and tell us a little bit about how this is being funded.
So to get this program off the ground, we were very fortunate to have the support of Mr. Lyman Wood, who is a philanthropist here in the area and very forward-thinking, successful businessman who realized that there was a need here. So he challenged us to go out and raise half of the money that we needed from some of the businesses in the community who would benefit from having this offering for their employees. So we were very grateful to have support from MGM, from Bay State Hospital, from Smith & Wesson, from Focus, from CHD, and from Lennox. All businesses that will support, will be supported directly by this, by being able to tell their employees that there's now this service available to them. And as kind of a founding partner in all of this, their employees have priority with us when they're in need of care. Many of the children we currently serve qualify for assistance through the state, either through a voucher or they're income eligible for other financial assistance with us. But we have the opportunity to take families who do qualify for assistance and those who wish to pay privately. Who have the means to do that privately. So there really aren't any limitations on who's eligible to take advantage of this new offering, as well as our existing offerings.
What has the response been from people who have called you?
It's been amazing. Thank you. That's what we've heard many times over. Thank you for offering this. How can I become involved from the providers? What took so long, right? We've been around just as long as traditional staffers or workers. So just a resounding thank you for offering this, and how can I become involved, and what's the process?
And tell me a little bit about the licensing for home child care. You know, people might be more familiar with a center, and this is obviously not a center environment. What is the process if somebody's leery and you're thinking, I'm leaving my kids overnight, what is that going to look like? Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, rest assured, the regulations are the same. Traditional programs, center-based programs, the Department of Early Education and Care oversees every child care setting. So rest assured, it's just as qualified as a center-based program and has been historically. While family child care has been in existence just as long as center-based, the evening care is just another hour offered, but your children will be cared for by the most qualified staff that we can bring on.
And tell us a little bit about the relationships you have made as a child care provider through the years.
New family members. I have a large extended family, and it's been amazing to see these children grow up. I mean, many of them are in high school now, not to date myself, but they're in high school or actually college as well. And so to see them grow up and to have them to be an extended part of the family has been a great opportunity for myself.
And I think especially for like little ones, in a home care setting, sometimes, especially overnight, right? Absolutely. That's where you'd be nervous, especially as a new mom. I'm sure parents are very happy and grateful that they would be making a connection like this.
Well, I think for a lot of families, first off, the traditional family setting, it's changing. That unit has changed. And Square One, our mission is to build strong families. And I think the idea of everybody being home, while it's lovely to think about families all being home to share dinner together and do homework together, the traditional hours of the day, unfortunately, that's not the reality anymore. So how do we embrace the change in reality and still really encourage families to have that quality time together? So maybe for families that have real little ones, infants and toddlers in particular, maybe that quality family time is spent over breakfast or spent over lunchtime, that it doesn't have to be that traditional sit down to dinner every night, that we know that that's just not the reality anymore. But what needs to be reality is that families still need to have quality time together, and they need to have high quality care and be able to work and feel comfortable in the care that they're getting, feel confident that their kids are being cared for in a safe, healthy environment while they're able to work.
Right, and I would definitely say, you're called to do this, to care for children. I look at teachers the same way, right? There's just patience beyond patience that, not all of us have. Would you agree?
I would definitely agree. And one of the stipulations when folks, providers call in and say, I want to join your team, is do you have a passion for this work? You must. You can't look to get rich or look to basically get rich. You must have a passion for this work and have some level of dedication to caring for children and their families, because it's a whole circle. Caring for their families is also a part of the process, as Square One is doing an amazing job with their family services, which the evening providers will also have access to that service as well.